pilot.
The pilot. That could be totally Trey's nickname.
You're the fucking pilot,
You
bro.
could be the pilot, dude.
Is it because I help you fly?
Fly in the sky.
Pilot. Don't force this.
So, why don't you tell everybody who's listening what this is? What the freaking hell is this?
This is the show you don't take home to mom. There's going to be no real, censorship. We're going to talk about anything and everything. There's nothing that is off the table. So you want to cross a line, you cross that line. If you get offended, you get offended. We're just here to do what we think is funny and hope that you guys think it's funny too.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm Big John. I'm stuck with that nickname forever. It's never going anywhere.
Well, yeah, 'cause you're 7 foot tall.
Well, yeah.
There's literally another giant named John, and you're bigger. That is how stuck with that name you are.
That just doesn't even sound
Or
right.
do you think Andre the Giant came up with his own nickname? Probably not.
He didn't look at the mirror and be like, I am really big. It was someone else in relativity to him.
It was just damn.
He's
Oh
a
my
giant.
God, Becky.
How much taller than you was he?
What's who? That big guy?
Andre the Giant.
Oh, I don't know. How tall was he?
I have no idea how tall he was.
He had to be over 7 foot, right?
I don't know.
I can actually tell you he was 7'1".
How do
You know that
this?
for sure? Or are you just
Yeah.
trying to fill the
No,
spot?
because I'm a fan of.
I know
his.
that he holds the record for most amount of beer drank in one sitting.
Do you remember how much that was?
It was like 24 gallons or something like that. It was outrageous.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
It was outrageous how
I
much
don't know-
beer it was.
I don't know how he did it because I tried drinking 5 pitchers, dude, and I felt like my seams were gonna pop.
Right. Well, because when you're sitting, you can try to drink a whole case of beer, and once you put forth the effort, it just seems like it's a task. But you could just be sitting here bullshitting and go through a case no problem.
True story.
I mean, but Andre the Giant, he was partying too. When you're burning the calories and sweat, and he was when he went to a party, it's just oh, hey Andre, lift these 5 girls at once. Hey, everyone watch Andre. It's
Exactly.
When he was partying, he was working. So
I've curled a girl before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she enjoy it? Was it good for her?
I believe so.
Did she finish?
No.
Loser.
It was my first time playing Circle of Death too.
How did you
First
guys
time
get on
ever.
curling a girl playing Circle of Death?
My friend Mikey, I'm not going to say any last names, but was passed out on the couch, and she was going over there trying to wake him up, and she wanted me to throw him or her on top of him to scare him. And
Yeah.
so I just started curling her, and she was like, "Oh my God!" It happened.
So strong.
Oh my God. So,
Slut.
yeah. What up, homie?
Not shit. Hard dicks and airplanes, man. Anything that's pointing towards the sky. This background music's kind of fucking with me, though, because the volume's going up and down.
It's supposed to.
Is it really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It works.
It works for me. So, because John so graciously deleted what we were talking about before, Trey, do you want to start that with the whole "you better have a hot mom or we ain't friends"?
well, it's just the truth. Why am I gonna bother coming to your house and shit? And, if you don't have a hot mom or at least a hot sister,
Right.
I don't know.
Something to play with.
Because you're not friends with me from my mama or my sister. That's
You
why.
don't know that.
Well, then you are in the wrong place.
Well, that's why we can't be
Sir.
friends, John.
Listen, man, if we're not
Right.
friends anymore, that's fine. This is a business.
This isn't gonna work.
Yeah. No.
Do either of you guys? I've met your mom. Do you have a hot mom?
Damn, dude, my
see,
mom's
it's
gonna shank you. You know she's Italian,
She could
right?
she could shank me. I didn't say she wasn't hot.
I don't know whether that was a compliment or a freaking diss.
I just know your mom. I don't have to ask if you have
Listen,
a hot mom.
I know your mom, and I'm not telling you what I think, but
That's a subject that I'm not going to dwell on because the likeliness of me running into John's mom is very high. And
Yeah.
with her hearing it and possibly being offended by something that I would say is really high. And I'm not trying to piss off my buddy's parents.
well, just because I know my
might
mother will
kill you.
never hear
It's-
this. She was a good-looking lady who had some shitty kids,
Oh, yeah?
and we just
Running
ran her
out fine.
ragged. You know, like if you see a picture of my mom when she was young, you're like, all right. Then you see, it's like, oh man, you guys suck. You ruined your mom. Like,
so you were that friend. That's why you want friends with hot moms, because you got tired of everybody wanting to fuck your mom.
Nope.
And you wanted to fuck your friend's mom.
Nope. By that point, she was gone. By that point, it was past. My father had made sure of that.
Oh.
No, I got a picture of my mom when she was young. Right.
Have you ever pulled the double trouble then, bro?
What's the double
The
trouble?
double trouble is nailing a girl and her mom.
No, but I did nail a girl and her sister.
Were they twins?
No, they were not twins.
But you still got the set. So, all right.
I collected the
Why
Pokemon.
is their hair stuck to that?
Because
Your mom was
have you
pretty.
seen
She
me?
was
I
a
have hair
handsome
stuck to
lady.
everything. A handsome
She's a
lady.
handsome lady.
Let me see this picture.
Now you got me thinking, like, what is the origins of the word handsome?
Handsome?
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
put my hands on him.
The thing. There's a
Wow,
joke
dude. I
behind
want
that.
you to read that last name super fast and tell me what it sounds like. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Bagnard? How do you pronounce it, bro?
Banyard.
No, you don't.
Like
Yeah,
if you
it's
move,
French.
If you move some letters around,
Dude, have
it
you
would
seen
it would
Fren-
say bang hard.
Yeah. but the G's before the N,
Oh,
bro.
man.
I think your French is wrong.
Bro, the G is supposed to be before the N. That's how French works. Have you ever seen that mixed up fucking language?
Yeah, my last name's French.
I don't know your last name. I only know your...
Glovier. But it's pronounced Glouvier.
Yeah, I was about to say, exactly.
And it's fucking stupid.
Well, so there... and then why are you
Why don't
telling
you tell me how you
that-
really feel?
Well, it's stupid, so yours must not be stupid.
I didn't say yours wasn't stupid.
just
I
saying,
said
it
it
is.
was.
I'm just... Well,
I think
yeah.
foreign languages kind of... Well, it's just because, like, the English language is so big. Like, there's no real structure towards it. Like, any word that we say can mean fucking anything.
And we can, order
And
our
any
sentences.
other language has such a structure behind what their words mean. Like, it's super literate. And ours is just, balls and wieners. It can mean whatever the fuck you want. That's where I think we get a lot of social barriers with, like, people that come to the United States. Where people, like, you think they speak broken English, but you just have such a terrible grasp on your native language that it sounds broken. But the dude's actually speaking proper English.
Well, that all depends.
Well.
That depends.
My grandfather was born in Palermo, Italy, and his mother, my great grandmother, had way bad accent, horrible accent, to the point where it was sometimes really hard to understand what she was saying anyway. But I mean, that was with Italian though, so.
Right. Well, no, broken English is just like not understanding how the language is put together. Your accent's pretty much always going to be there. Like if your native tongue isn't English, or like you have this accent, like it's always going to kind of come through. Like I got a buddy who at some point he'll be on the show. His name's Mac. He was born and raised in Poland, but he's been here since he was in middle school. But he still has a slight accent. Like it's not super strong, but you can tell that he has the accent from where he came from. But mostly like your Chinese people and Mexicans and everybody that start speaking English, and you think that they're speaking it really wrong, and they're just like kind of proper about it. Like if you ever been at like a Habib shop or whatever.
I'm gonna stop right out. For some reason, the English accent drives me insane.
What, like British or us?
No, like British, like European.
Oh.
Like, for some reason, and don't take offense to this, anybody who hears this, but for me, it's just, I have a hard time thinking that I speak with an accent. So, people from other regions, other areas would be more inclined to say that I had an accent. But it's just, to me, it sounds like they're faking it almost. Like they're trying so hard to sound like that.
Well, it's because we
know what I mean?
We've never really been like to these other countries and experienced all these other cultures. Like the United States is so big around the world. Everybody knows what an American sounds like, and most of them think we sound like fucking rednecks.
Well, it's nuts because they.
Oh, we are.
I mean, a lot of them are aware that there are different accents within America. It's because they have the Southern accent, what have you.
Right.
But to the same degree, once you think about it, there's a ton of different accents in these other countries, England especially, different accents every like 20 miles.
Well, yeah, like every like part of the country. It's anywhere you go too. It's because they all have different dialects.
Well, but here's what's really nuts is the way we speak in America is actually closer to how old.
I don't want to hear about this. You already have a
sorry.
fit with people the way they cut their pizzas.
No, I'm just saying.
What don't you like about the way pizza gets cut, bro? It's fucking pizza.
If you cut pizza in a square, you are a goddamn fascist.
Get off. Go home. I love my pizza cut into squares.
Then why do you make it round and then cut it into a square?
Why cut it into fucking triangles?
Because it's equal. It's uniform.
No,
it makes
you
sense.
have way more pieces if you cut them into fucking squares.
Way more pieces. You have a bunch of little useless nubs of crust.
It tastes the fucking same.
It's a nub of crust. It's just crust. There's nothing to go with
and you put it in your mouth and you chew it and it tastes exactly the same,
No,
whether it's a
dry.
square or if
it's like a desert.
Or if have you seen this one that's been going around on Facebook where they take it and they cut it in a spiral and it's one big piece and you just feed it in inch by inch.
This is acceptable to me.
That's acceptable to you, but a fucking square isn't.
I can't do
All
squares.
that extra work.
All the toppings fall off the squares.
Well, they don't.
They're horribly.
I just don't think you
they're
know.
not aerodynamic.
I just don't think you know how to eat pizza, bro.
Bro, I could eat pizza all day.
See, and I'm going to put this out there. My family had an Italian restaurant. My grandfather had it for over 40 years, okay? And he cut his pizza. Mind you, he was born in Palermo, Italy, and he cut his pizza in squares.
Yeah, it's because he didn't know how to cut it in triangles.
They just skipped over that shape in Italian elementary school.
Because if you think about the marketing value of it, you get more pieces out of a piece of pizza, or out of a pizza, if you cut it in squares than you do triangles.
Right.
You don't get to count those little nubbins of crust.
Are you talking about the corner
crust.
pieces?
You're full of shit. Those are not quarter pieces.
Those are like nobody really cares for them, but sometimes I like a piece of pizza that's got crust, and then sometimes I'm like, that's a little too bready. I just want the greasy center of it, but I don't want to throw anything away. I don't like being wasteful. There's starving kids in the United States.
Right, and it's
You are not
almost
going to
like
tell me that you're not going to eat that piece of pizza, bro.
I'm gonna fucking
not
eat it, but
gonna-
sometimes I don't want the
Exactly.
piece with the crust, so I save it for later. I eat the one in the middle.
You just talked about it
No,
being
it
like
gets all
starving
dry.
kids over in the
turned-
third world country. And
No, I said the United States.
okay, fine. In the United States, but now you're worried about whether or not they're going to eat it because you're going to eat it anyway. It's not like it's going to go to waste.
And it's not gonna go to waste if it's in my house. I'll fucking eat it.
Now let me tell you this. So Trey, let me ask you a question. You here? You with me?
I'm
You
with
me?
you. I'll
So
answer
if
your
I were to get a pizza right now and it was cut in squares, you're telling me you wouldn't eat it?
I like the way this is going.
That is a loaded question. And I never said that. I will.
You're putting
I'll eat
pizza in his mouth, bro.
Apparently, he
I'll
doesn't
eat it,
feel
but
that
I'll watch.
strongly about this subject.
I'll eat it, but I'll watch all the toppings fall off as I lift the piece. Because
I'm gonna teach you.
I will
gonna
agree.
teach
How to
me.
eat pizza.
I'm going to have to agree with Trey on this one aspect. When you do cut it in squares, the toppings do come off.
You guys can't
So-
see it, but I'm mean mugging the both of
It
them
totally is. So what I would do is this is what I've learned how to eat pizza is I would literally eat the toppings first and then the crust.
That's communism.
Sorry, it's my way of eating it without making a mess.
But see, I've never had an issue. Like all the pizza places, you know,
Because you eat it in one bite.
Fuck off, nigga. Let me just talk. But the pizza I grew up with, it was always in squares, and I never ever had an issue with the toppings falling off. You pick it up, you put it in your mouth, and you fucking eat it. You guys are having such trouble.
You're like a Hoover, bro.
See, you're
you just went. You flip that switch and you're done.
But then you cut your pizza in triangles, right? Like pie cut your pizza, right? And then all you have to do is pick it up, fold it, and it's perfect. It holds itself straight.
So
You
what's
don't need
wrong
a
with the
plate.
square, man? The square, you just
The
pick it up and
square,
you fucking
it doesn't
eat it.
have enough. It doesn't have
You
enough
can fold a square in half
material.
too, bro.
Yeah, and it's not structurally sound.
Oh, carpenter over here. No, I mean if you like triangle pieces, you like triangle pizzas.
Listen, I like a lot of toppings on my pizza.
I do
so
too. I
need
like
some
meat lovers.
structural
Like
integrity.
I want all the meats
You know what?
on my
You
pizza.
would really think you guys were high right now. The amount you guys are talking about food.
But listen,
But no, this is serious.
and here's my other point. Like, I'm not outright a socialist, but pizza is a social food. And when you pie cut your pizza, that means everybody is getting their equal share. They're getting their
That's what
toppings.
this is about. Did you ever spend time in prison, bro?
I went to jail,
Listen, we
and
don't
I still
talk
want my
about
shit cut into squares.
He was worried about him not getting enough food. That's why.
just
That's why he
pizza.
likes. That's why he likes that.
You get all these little quick fuckers, and they take all the center slices, and then I
Oh,
get
for
stuck
sure.
with those. I get stuck with those piece of crap crusties. All right.
Those bullshit lying ass pieces of
I ain't
pizza.
playing that.
So buy your own damn pizza and be
I
like,
do buy
fuck
my own pizza,
off. I'm
and I
eating
say
my
I'd
own
like
shit.
it pie cut.
So, like, if we ordered from an Italian place and you were on the phone calling to order from the Italian pizzeria, like the authentic Italian pizzeria, you would specifically ask for it to be pie cut?
Yeah.
You're going to spit in your pizza, bro.
Totally spit
That's
in your
nonsense. I've worked at real
Like,
Italian
yeah.
pizzerias. It's on the East Coast. They got real
What's the matter with
60-year-old
you?
places,
You don't like
and they
my
pie cut them.
meatballs?
And hey, all I'm saying is Italians had to be at the East Coast before they hit the Midwest, right?
Yes.
Well, that means, yeah, but that means that they were there first, so they're here new, so this is the new style.
Okay, see, you can claim that's the new style, but you were just claiming your Palermo, Italy.
But I'm just
you
saying
know.
that's the way they did it in Italy, okay?
All I'm saying is the way they do it in Italy is a real pizza's like square and it don't even look like a pizza. So
Well, it is a pizza.
it's a different thing altogether.
So how do you feel about calzones?
Totally good with the calzone.
You don't care how it's folded?
No, it's folded over perfectly.
Do you consider a Hot Pocket a calzone, yes or no? I just thought of this.
It depends on the ingredients.
The pepperoni ones.
That is a calzone.